guys, Paris and Shay here. Welcome back to my channel. We are back with another video. Today we are going to talk about forgiveness. So let's jump right into it. Guys, when it comes to forgiveness, me and my mom were having to talk about this, and just typical family things that go on. And I was just talking to her about it, and we had a situation and it started to upset me. But then I'm like, you know what? Forgiveness is for strong-minded people, because it takes a lot to forgive a person, and it even takes a stronger mentality to forgive someone even if they never give you an apology. So just to forgive them on your own requires strength, and it requires being such a bigger person and pulling things out of you that you didn't know that you possibly could. So I just want to remind you guys that forgiveness is for strong-minded people. It is not for the weak. And the biggest thing about forgiveness is that you can't allow someone to take control over your life, that much over your life, because you choose not to forgive. Forgiveness, I feel like, is a huge factor of life. I've talked about this before, and let's talk about it, but it's just so funny that years later, it's still a key element, because when you refuse to forgive people, it just weighs you down. It drains you. For me, it drains me. Just when you think of someone, you're angry. When you think of someone, you think about what they did to you. When you think of someone, you think about all these negative things that just consume you. And it's normal, right? It's a human thing to go through, but it is very, 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 very draining. So I challenge you, if you're out there and forgiveness is something that you're struggling with, I challenge you to practice forgiveness. I challenge you to practice letting go of things and forgiving people, even if they've never, ever, ever given you an apology. One thing about forgiveness is that you don't have to forgive people and deal with people. You don't have to deal with people even though you have forgiven them. You still have the right to your personal space, and you still have the right to decide, hey, I forgive you, but I don't have anything for you. I'm not mad at you. I don't hate you. I do forgive you, but I don't have anything for you, and that is okay. Out of my office I was kicked out of my office because my husband was too loud, but I want to finish this. But like I was saying, you can protect your peace from people that you decide to forgive and want to move forward on. You don't have to necessarily deal with those people again. And if you decide you want to deal with people that you forgive, that's okay too. You don't have to put your decisions in one box and say, oh, I'll never talk to this person again, or I'll never deal with this person again. You don't have to put it in a box. Just take it a day at a time. Start with forgiveness and plant from there. Nothing is permanent, guys. Nothing. For me, I struggled with forgiveness for a long time. Forgiveness and holding grudges. Seriously, I used to be like, once you rub me wrong, that's it. I don't forgive you. I'm gonna that's it. I'm just done. But I learned that being in that space, for me, I was holding on to too much anger. Seriously, it was peace. So I had to change my mind and change my perspective on dealing with people and understanding that we are human and we're going to make mistakes. And just deciding that at times when you mess up, you would like to be forgiven too, and extending that grace onto others, but creating boundaries for people that cross a line that you can't come back from. Well, let me not say can't come back from, but that is hard to come back from, and just creating those boundaries with those kind of people. But I have struggled with forgiveness and moving forward. So I had to practice what I preached, and just learning that forgiveness just brings you a peace of mind, and that no one should have that much control over you and your emotions and your peace of mind, because having peace is you can't even explain it. Just having peace is one of the biggest goals of life. You should want peace in your home. You should want peace in your mind. You should want peace all over you. So I did have to practice that. The thing about me is that just because I may not deal with the person, or I may have had issues with the person, you can still want to see the best for that person. Like, there's not one person in this world that has rubbed me wrong, that I've had issues with, that I don't want to see succeed. I want to see people win. So when people think that you're mad at them or you're having issues, honey, I want to see you win. I want to see everyone win. I'm not rooting for anyone's downfall. Like, no matter what the beef was, no matter what the situation was, I want to see everyone win. Like, I'm rooting for people to have happy days. I don't want to see anybody miserable, and you shouldn't want to see anybody miserable either. Like, if you've had issues with people or you're going through things with people, you still root for them in the most positive way, and you still want to see the best for them. So I never want to see anybody down and out. Point blank, period. In life, I've wronged people. I've done things to people that I probably have never given proper apologies to, or didn't even know I needed to apologize, or had issues with people. And I'm hoping that if I've ever wronged someone, that they find in their hearts to forgive me as well. Even if I've never given an apology for it, if I don't know what I've done, I never want to have control over someone's life like that either, in a bad way. And you should want that for yourself too. So if you know that you've wronged someone, or if you've never given a proper apology, maybe you don't talk to that person anymore, you can pray about it and pray people forgive you without ever getting a proper apology. Or if you're able to apologize, you can also apologize if you know that you've wronged someone. So that's also another approach, another step you can take as well. This, I think, it's just like a really hard concept for humans, because we have such high expectations of each other, as far as like how we should do, what we should do, when we should do, why we should do certain things. And when we don't meet certain standards, it's just kind of crappy, and then we don't communicate properly all the time. And so I truly forgive that forgiveness is probably one of the hardest concepts for humans, because we want the grace for ourselves, but we don't want to extend it to others. And that's why I'm saying it's just you just have to practice it. Forgiveness does take practice, and I feel like I practice it day after day after day. There's so many things that just go on in life, with family, with siblings, with parents, with spouses, that you just have to practice forgiveness to find peace in your own mind. Because remember, forgiveness is for you. It's not for them. It is for you. And it's a bonus if it's going to mend and make things better for the next person in a relationship. But overall, you just have to remember that forgiveness is strictly for you. To really talk about that, I talked about it on my Instagram, which is where I do my quick little videos on daily inspiration, daily motivation, things that are on my mind, things I want to share. So I talked about it there first, but then I'll extend it here on YouTube. So either way, I'm hoping that you're tuning in and that you could take something away from these messages that I'm bringing to you. And I think that's all I have. I'm pretty sure I hate once I click off the camera and then I just have so much more to say. But as of right now, I will end it here. And I'm hoping that you could take something from this, really take in what I'm saying, practice it, believe that you can find forgiveness. Of course, most importantly, if you're struggling with this, struggling with an area, pray about it. Give it to God. He will open up your heart to forgive. He can change things, mold things. Y'all, I have been there. I have been that person. I'm not coming from a place that I don't understand, because I do. So I'm just hoping you're able to take something away from this, and I'll be praying for you guys. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. but I don't have anything for you. Like I'm not mad at you. I don't hate you. I do forgive you, but I don't have anything for you, and that is okay.